Hi everyone, this is Jeff Goldblatt with Rebecca's Wish, and we have a special opportunity for you today. We're joined by Brittany and Grant Finkbeiner. Hi out there, thank you so much for being with us and telling us about your daughter Presslynn and her ordeal with pancreatitis. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having us and letting us be able to tell her story.
Yeah, sure. First, tell us about Presslynn and how you first noticed about her pancreatitis.
So I actually noticed when she was about a year old, she unfortunately had salmonella poisoning. So we were in the hospital and they did some lab work and it showed that her liver enzymes were elevated. They sent us home on some antibiotics and she wasn't getting better. So we went back to the ER and I had asked the doctor to just do like an ultrasound of her liver or her gallbladder. You know, I just knew something was going on within that region. And of course, the standard answer for most doctors is if she had gallstones, she would be the youngest kid I've ever seen to have gallstones. So I don't think we should do that. Fortunately though, she did listen to me. She consulted with another doctor and she also has trisomy 21 known as Down syndrome. So these kiddos kind of like to do their own little thing. And sure enough, they did the ultrasound on her gallbladder and she had some sludge in her gallbladder. So
sludge, you said, right?
Yeah, some sludge. Just like some bile just kind of gunked up there. So they put on some medication called Actigol and within 12 hours, she seemed to get better. Back to her normal spunky self. But looking back, it's kind of frustrating because nobody ever questioned why a 1-year-old would have something like that in her gallbladder, because that's not normal. That's not something you see in pediatric patients, especially in a 1-year-old. She is now 2.5 years old, and in March, we went to a hospital here in San Antonio. And Presslynn was in a lot of pain. She wouldn't even stand up, couldn't walk, and this little girl loves to run around, and she wasn't doing any of that. So we went there, and it showed that her lipase levels were about 27,000, indicating she had pancreatitis. They ended up transferring us to Children's Hospital because they have Dr. Noel and Dr. Laborda there who specialize kind of in the pediatric pancreatitis area, luckily. So what they did for Presslynn is they were able to go into her common bile duct while she was in the hospital. And they were able to make a little incision where the sphincter is. It's supposed to drain into the intestine. And a lot of gallstones, sludge, just a bunch of stuff came out that was very abnormal for a 2.5-year-old to have. So that was in March, and then actually just a couple days ago, she went in again because they had put a 5 French stent in there inside of the common bile duct to help everything drain. So instead of going straight to surgery, they are now more aware and trained on doing other type of interventions. And I believe that they are more aware and trained on it due to Rebecca and Rebecca's Wish and them just helping physicians understand that you don't have to go straight to surgery. You know, you can do other interventions besides just surgery, because that's pretty drastic for a 2.5-year-old, operating on these little tiny, ducts, the pancreatic duct and the common bile duct, when in fact she may not need surgery at all. if we're able to just make sure that the flow from the pancreatic duct to the common bile duct, because hers actually connect into one another and they're not supposed to. But as long as that is flowing still, she will not have to have surgery. So that's major for us to not have to have her go through, a major surgery like that when she also has a heart condition. She has 2 small holes in her heart. So, it's a little bit more of a recovery for her, but she's tough. I know she could do it, but I just appreciate the fact that that's not the first thing that we have to do. We're able to do other things.
And you mentioned Dr. Laborda, who's affiliated with Rebecca's Wish. She is our Pediatric Advanced Endoscopy Fellow brought here from Utah for the year to train with doctors in San Antonio who are at the forefront of pancreatic treatment. Grant, tell me about your encounters, your interaction with Dr. Laborda, and how he gave you peace of mind, and what you learned about Rebecca's Wish.
So he was my biggest source of information, just from, I'm not associated with the medical field or, the general scope of what's going on with our daughter, Presslynn. So he really, he brought out a picture and he drew me a picture and showed me exactly what was going on. And essentially just brought me up to speed with what the rest of the room was talking about. So it gave me a great grasp of, hey, this procedure isn't as serious, as I was thinking inside my brain. He really put it into common terms for just general knowledge across the board and gave you an exact picture of what was going on, which obviously in turn, with our relationship, as being the parents, it eased the stress, even amongst each other. She's trying to explain to me in medical terms, and I'm not as savvy on those as she is, or the doctors.
That's because your wife's a nurse. She told me before this interview, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So having him there was a huge help. I couldn't thank him enough.
He, his bedside manner, his presence is just amazing. You can tell how much he truly cares for Presslynn, and not just Presslynn. I'm sure he feels this way with all of his patients. He's amazing. He truly is. We're glad to have him on our team right now because he's actually the one that's, done her first scope and her second scope. She's had 2 in about 5 weeks. She'll have to go back.
She's had 2 endoscopy scopes and now she needs 1 more, right?
Well, probably more than 1 more,
Okay.
But we just don't know the timeline. So in a couple of weeks, she'll have to go back, and luckily Dr. Laborda will still be here, and he'll get to do that one too. He'll get to see Presslynn again, and he truly listens to us. Also, I feel like Presslynn handles pain really well. She tolerates pain very well. And a lot of kids with Down syndrome, they do. So while some kiddos who have pancreatitis could be, curled up in bed, hurting, not wanting to eat, not doing anything, Presslynn, on the other hand, could still be, drinking a bottle of water, laughing, and, kind of playing around. And Dr. Laborda knows that, and he sees that. So he knows that he needs to look at Presslynn's lab work and the whole picture of what's going on, not just how Presslynn looks physically. So I really appreciate the fact that he listened to us when we tried to explain that to him, and he knows now. After seeing her, we were in the hospital about 2 weeks. So after seeing her for that long, he understood how she...
Just her personality, and that helped him.
Right. And Grant, it's my understanding that Rebecca's Wish also provided you all with a gift. Dr. Laborda gave it to you. Tell us about that, please, what it was and what that meant to you as a family.
I believe it was a gift of, was it $3,000? Or it was $1,000? I mean, that's absolutely tremendous. I mean, it's, I don't really think a lot of people think how expensive, you know, just being in a hospital for 2 weeks can be. We're very fortunate to have a coverage as well, but you know, that only covers so much. And you know, we have another child that's 4 years old, so shuffling the deck and trying to get people to be able to watch him and us periodically, you know, be able to go and visit with him a little bit. You know, that my wife and I, we you know, we were there pretty much the whole time, pretty much for 2 weeks. So coming and going, the eating, you know, just all the little minor expenses just over a 2 week period really add up.
The parking, even, you know, you have to pay for parking. You know, breakfast, lunch, dinner, the gas to get.
And we realize that at Rebecca's Wish that our pancreas families are going through this ordeal, and at times that might mean you have to give up work or hours. There are hotel stays for families that are coming from out of town. There are meals, there's childcare. So we want to do our part, and that's what those scholarships go toward. And we're so glad that we were able to help provide that money and that help to y'all. Would one of you please go get Presslynn for us? Let's see her. Let's meet her.
Hey.
Hi, Presslynn. It's so nice to meet you.
Can you say hi?
You're so pretty.
Say hi.
Hi. Can you blow a kiss? Mwah.
You showing your kisses?
Show them down.
How you feeling down here these days, huh? Well, I can't show my pancreas because it's so deep, but how you feeling?
There's no bubble.
What kind of things does she like to do?
Presslynn loves to do anything her brother is doing. She has, hey, Bubba. She has a 4-year-old brother, and whatever Bubba's doing, Presslynn's doing. She loves to run around, loves books, very interested in books. She has a little tablet thing she can draw on. She loves to do that. Hi.
Hi, honey.
Sweet girl.
Beautiful.
Bubba. Bubba not here.
Oh, is Bubba her brother? She's not saying Bubbles, she's saying Bubba.
Okay. Yeah, her Bubba's on his way, and so is Papa.
Nice. Well, I don't want to hold you up too long. Is there anything else you'd like to say to those people out there who are donating to Rebecca's Wish and supporting Rebecca's Wish as a family?
Yeah, absolutely. We can't show her. Presslynn says thank you very, very much. Can you tell them? Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you. She's signing thank you. She likes to sign, so she's signing thank you. But we want to say that it is so much appreciated, and it helps more than they will ever realize, especially a family who, we don't have immediate family close. So, so to be able to have, the expenses if we need to stay in a hotel or get someone in a hotel or, pay for gas or groceries or anything at all. It's nice to know that, there are people out there that have helped us.
Well, you are part of the Rebecca's Wish family, Brittany, Grant, and Presslynn, and God bless you all. And we're here for you along the journey, along the way, should you ever need us. And thank you so much for sharing your story and opening up your home and letting us meet Presslynn.
Say thank you. Can you say thank you?
So long.